Isis-WICCE International Peace Exposition has remained an important space for grassroots women and communities from conflict and post-conflict situations to interface with national and local policymakers on issues that affect them. The venue of the Isis-WICCE 2012 Peace Exposition was Lira town. Peculiarly, it brought together local leaders from 8 districts of Lango sub-region and acted as a major platform of bringing together women of the sub-region to discuss gender-based violence in a region that still clings to cultural and patriarchal norms. This event was preceded by the 2010 Sorority Expo, which provided an opportunity for grassroots women to review and critique the implementation of the Peace and Development Recovery Plan. The 2011 Kasese Peace Exposition enabled the people of Kasese to highlight the problem of child marriages that had been escalated by over 30 years of conflict and a conservative culture system that is predatory and exploitative to the girl child. Although the previous 2 expositions highlighted gender-based violence, in Lira, Isis-WICCE widened the platform of discussion on GBV. Isis-WICCE has remained mindful of those cultural norms that have escalated the vice and torn families apart.
The world is moving very fast. There are so many changes that are taking place, but women have seen the changes and have adapted the changes. And that's why during conflict, the women did not sit and say, I'm waiting for my husband to come and give me food. They went out and brought food. They went out and put up shelter. They are now out to go into decision-making positions. Unfortunately, our men are angry. They have remained in the 1920s where a man is a man. And we need to change that. When men, we leave our men to sit and say, I married you, you must do ABC. The world is moving so fast. The technology, the woman is with the technology.
The debate in Lira under the theme of zero tolerance was widened by involvement of district leaders and area members of parliament.
We as leaders are committed to join hands. Dokolo is ready to join hands with the Lira. Otuko is ready to join hands with Aleptom. Oyem is ready to join hands with the Kole. Apache is ready to join hands with Amolatar. We are all ready to join hands with each other's leadership to listen to the demand of the grassroots women call. Please say no to gender-based violence.
The fight against gender-based violence is almost everyone's responsibility.
As a nation, we cannot develop if one gender is being suppressed or suffering violence. We need to unleash the potential of all our citizens. And the key role which a woman plays is something which all of us must embark and dedicate ourselves to ensure that such a thing, such a future is available. I personally would love to be associated with the theme and to declare myself as an ardent supporter of zero tolerance for sexual and gender-based violence.
The women peace activists led by Miriam Matembe were abrasive as usual. The Langi society has to do much more to respect women and end gender-based violence.
So it's not right at all that a man is a man, therefore he must beat a woman. No, we are saying each, the husband and the wife, should consider each other as adults, and they discuss and they take decisions.
The Expo presented an opportunity for women to present the creative and purposeful ways of loudly speaking against GBV. Clearly put, zero tolerance to GBV remains a tall order.
Educate your child and save the lives.
more expressive messages and consistent demands for respect will remain strong, consistent and flaring. For Isis-WICCE, the Peace Expo is a rallying point for the ordinary woman and man and the youth to creatively participate in the GBV discourses for a community at peace. The Peace Exposition space is credited for enabling all sectors of the community, the church, traditional and culture, activists, and the policy-making community to interface. In Lira, the Bishop of Lango Diocese was a rallying force against gender-based violence. The launch of the Zero Tolerance campaign on sexual gender-based violence was more than a ritual, a commitment for all regional leaders to stand up against sexual gender-based violence.
In the name of God the Father, Son and the Holy Spirit. The issue of gender-based is not godly. I think I want to say that right away from the beginning, that violence in home, battering of wives or husbands, and the differences that we face, including torture of children, molesting of children in any form, is not godly and is not right, and is only done by those who do not know God's purpose in creation, which as a religious leader, I stand to say I condemn it.
Creativity and initiative from Isis-WICCE made the Lira Peace Exposition memorable. The conversation circles were creative and imaginative, innovation for everyone to discuss GBV. The youth, the men's and reproductive health camps exhaustively handled sexual gender-based violence. Skillfully moderated by panels, left a hard note for women, men and youth on ending gender-based violence.
GBV to me is actually men and women may be violating each other's rights. It can be a man, it can be a woman, or both.
Like in the previous peace expositions, the women of Lango sub-region had something tangible to take home through free screening of cervical cancer and other reproductive health complications. By the end of the Expo, Isis-WICCE's medical team had screened over 1,800 women.
In this camp, we have been able to screen over 1,800 women for cervical cancer. However, we found that some of the women also had other reproductive health complications, like PID, where they got the treatment. Those who were found with fibroid, fistula, and other complications that require surgery, we have been able to refer them to Lira Regional Referral Hospital. And I know in this region, there is only one gynecologist in the regional referral hospital, and therefore there is a big backlog. And I think these women urgently needs to be assisted so that they can get the services, the surgical services that they need to make their condition better.
The exercise, however, showed that much more needs to be done, as 100 women of the screened needed urgent surgical attention of fibroids, cervical cancer, fistula and uterine prolapses.
Right now, we are still continuing with the screening, and there are still many women who are coming. But so far, we have identified 100 women that need surgical intervention. I know the number is going to be bigger than 100. And these women who we have identified are those with uterine fibroid, cancer of the cervix, VVF, which is fistula, which is leading to uncontrollable leakage of urine, and other conditions that need surgical operation.
The greatest hope for women is the commitment of Isis-WICCE, its responsive partners and donors. The Norwegian Embassy in Uganda, CARE and ECO have, through peace expositions, enabled women to access free medical services and get a platform to discuss issues pertinent to them. With peace expositions, a memorable platform will continue to bring communities closer to policymakers. The women openly talk. Communities creatively dialogue. Now it is for the leaders to fulfill their commitments on zero tolerance to gender-based violence for a harmonious society.
We are the shining stars in